Hey, what's up, folks? It's Sunday. Wanted to take some time to talk about drugs. I don't even really know where to start. Sitting here in the middle of an opioid crisis. It's a national emergency. Help get people off of opioids such as methadone and buprenorphine. It's interesting. I was reading this article in the New York Times talking about how these two drugs are being divided amongst racial lines and social income lines. Methadone is served in more of the lower income, I'll say racially diverse areas where there are more African Americans and Hispanics. The buprenorphine is provided in more of the middle class areas. Found it interesting. The methadone is delivered in a cup. The user has to come to this clinic day in and day out to actually get that. And it's used more as a for-profit industry. It's just ridiculous. Whereas the buprenorphine can be prescribed by a doctor, give it to their patient can then go and take it home. The buprenorphine is a lot less susceptible to being overdosed than the methadone is. Both of them are opioids. Both of them are being used to help people get off of stronger drugs like heroin, but the distribution of them is very different. I want to dig more into this. Drug addiction is a really serious issue for a lot of people in America. I'll put a link to the New York Times article down below. It's just sad. Even though you're trying to get off of one drug, you end up on another drug. It just feels helpless. If you know anybody that is on any of these drugs or is trying to quit, the best thing you can do is just reach out to them and tell them that you're there for them. That's the one thing that people need, and like connection and the feeling of connectedness. That's all I have for my take today. I did find it interesting that previous drugs that were being abused, we always referred to them as the war on drugs. Like for crack, for marijuana is now the opioid crisis. It's a national emergency. A lot of those drugs that wars were declared on going all the way back to the 60s were predominantly used in inner cities, lower income, racially diverse communities. The opioid crisis is now being treated as a national emergency, maybe because it knows no racial lines. So yeah, that's all I've got. Let me know what your thoughts are on the opioid crisis. It's been a long day. I'll be back with something new tomorrow. I'm glad you are joining in, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Peace out.